జయ రాధా మాధవా కుంజ బిహారీ జయ రాధా మాధవా జయ రాధా మాధవా కుంజ బిహారీ జయ గోపీ జన వల్లభ గిరివరధారి జయ గోపీ జన వల్లభ గిరివరధారి యశోదనందన భజ జన రంజన యశోదనందన భజ జన రంజన యమున తీరావనచారి యమున తీరావనచారి హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే 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 రామ 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 హరే 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 కృష్ణ 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 హరే 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 రామ 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 హరే 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 కృష్ణ 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 హరే 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 రామ 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 హరే హరే జయ రాధ గోకుల నంద రాధే జయ రాధ గోకుల నంద రాధా గోకుల నంద రాధే జయ పంచతత్వ జయ పంచతత్వ జయ పంచతత్వ జయ పంచతత్వ జయ జయ ప్రభుపాద जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल श्री राधा गोविंद भगवान की श्री पंचतत्व की श्री गौर निताय की गौर परमानंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदां सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद।
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, all devotees. Thank you very much for joining this Friday evening program. Today's topic is wise people don't lament. Wise don't lament. If you study Srimad Bhagavad Gita systematically, in chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized. There are nearly 5 to 6 verses. These verses are actually called anti-lamentation verses. What does it mean? Krishna specifically mentions, do not lament, do not lament. You are not supposed to lament, like this. Yeah. So in chapter 2, 2:11, 2:25, 2:26, 27, 28, and 30. In these verses, Krishna is giving us the instruction that you are not supposed to lament. Okay. Out of that, we will discuss from the first verse 2:11, where Krishna is saying, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Asoyan Anvasochat Stvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashane Gatasuna Agatasumscha Na Anusochanti Panditaha. Means, I will read one more time. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Asoyan Anvasocastvam Prajna Vadamscha Bhashase Gatasuna Agatasumscha Na Anusochanti Panditaha. Asoyan Anvasocastvam Prajna Vadamscha Bhashase Gatasuna Agatasumscha Na Anusochanti Panditaha. Yeah. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for sharing the screen. Okay. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, Asochayam, not worthy of lamentation. Anvasochaha, you are lamenting. Tvam, you. Prajnavadan, learned talks. Cha, also. Bhashase, speaking. Gata, lost. Asun, life. Agata, not past. Asun, life. Cha, also. Na, never. Anusochanti, means lament. Panditaha. Anusochanti, na anusochanti panditaha. The last line of the verse is today's talk. Wise don't lament. Panditaha, the learned people, the wise people, panditas. Na anusochanti, they don't lament. That is what given in the translation. What translation says? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Can someone please read the purport?
Shall I read
Hare.
Yes, one of you, please, whoever it is. Prabhuji, scroll down. Yeah. Yes, please start.
Okay, I'll read.
Yeah, Mataji.
The Lord at once took the position of the teacher and chastised the student, calling him indirectly a fool. The Lord said, "You are talking like a learned man, but you do not know that one who is learned, one who knows what is body and what is soul, does not lament for any stage of the body, neither in the living nor in the dead condition." As explained in later chapters, it will be clear that knowledge means to know matter and spirit and the controller of both. Arjuna argued that religious principles should be given more importance than politics or sociology, but he did not know that knowledge of matter and the supreme is even more important than religious formalities, formularies, sorry. And because he was lacking in that knowledge, he should not have posed himself as a very learned man, as he did not happen to be a very learned man. He was consequently lamenting for something which was unworthy of lamentation. The body is born and is destined to be vanquished today or tomorrow. Therefore, the body is not as important as the soul. One who knows this is actually learned, and for him, there is no cause for lamentation, regardless of the condition of the material body.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, in chapter 2, the contents of Bhagavad Gita is summarized. This chapter is talking about the soul, the qualities of soul, the characteristics of soul. Yeah. And also, as I quoted, these 5 verses, yeah, where Krishna clearly instructed us, do not lament, you're not supposed to lament. Yeah. Because this lamentation is because of this, our perception from body point of view. Yeah. So, when Arjuna was lamenting, even Krishna, in the second verse, Krishna said, Sri Bhagavan vacha kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasitam anarvya ujustam aswargam akirtikaram Arjuna. My dear Arjuna, okay, it's really infamy from where all these impurities are coming in you. Okay, why are you thinking like this? Okay. This doesn't give any value of life. Okay. So, and you will get infamy like this. So, Krishna is chastising Arjuna, frankly, okay, without any hesitation. This is very, very important on a spiritual platform. And at the same time, Arjuna also fully surrendered to Krishna. He just have full faith in Krishna and asking Krishna, so I am fully confused, what should I do like this? If you remember in battlefield, when Arjuna lamented and finally he mentioned, I don't want to fight. Yeah. And what did he do? When he mentioned, I don't want to fight, he did not leave his chariot and went away. He just sat within the chariot and waiting for the response of Krishna. So Arjuna is strictly decided to take guidance from Krishna. He did not decide okay, let me leave this battlefield. He doesn't want to fight. Yeah, but he did not leave the battlefield. He did not run, away from battlefield. He did not run away from battlefield. Understand? So a perfect disciple and a perfect guru, like this. Okay. So that's why in this verse, Krishna is saying, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. For example, I'll give a small example. Okay, so you got a lottery. Of course, we don't encourage lotteries, just for the example sake, I am just giving. Or so someone is ready to give you 100 million pound. Okay, so you got the information. Okay, but there is a deadline. Okay, so you have to come to my house or to my palace. Yeah, or the king mentioned, so I am giving you 100,000 pounds worth of wealth. Okay, but there is a deadline. Please come to the royal palace by this time. Then you will get this money. Okay, this information you got, and immediately started going. Okay, while going to the royal palace, on the way, all of a sudden, You saw a 10-pound note on the road, and no one is there. You have attempted to pick that 10-pound note. And due to the wind, it's flying. And you are trying to catch, and it keep on flying. You are just running behind it, it keep on flying. So your attention, your focus is fully on the 10-pound note. Why should I lose this one? Even 10 pounds, like that. So because of this wind, this 10-pound note changed its direction and flying in the opposite way. And you are running behind it. Yeah. Finally, you caught it after some time. Okay. You put it in your pocket. And you are again going towards Royal Palace. You already lost the way. Yeah. There is a deadline. Again, you have to turn back and started walking, going. In the middle, one thief attacked you. He robbed you and he took this 10-pound note. And he is trying to run, escape. And you are fighting with him. No, give me my 10 pounds. No, give me my 10 pounds. Okay. You are fighting this with this, thief. Okay. And this person is beating you and, he is threatening you, but, you don't want to leave that 10 pound. And then what happened finally? You miss the deadline to reach the Royal Palace. And you missed that 100,000 pounds worth of wealth. This is what exactly the living entity is doing in this world. Hankering for something which is not worthy and running behind that one and losing the supreme spiritual wealth which you are supposed to enjoy by serving the Lord in the Goloka Vrindavan. Understand? People are very much interested in tangible things. There is a 100-pound note, 10-pound note, it may be 10 or 100 pounds, whatever may be. Okay. And that is tempting because you can see it. And there is no one to claim. Understand? Yeah? Though we know, no, there is something higher for me at some place, and I am worthy to have it, to own it, and eternally enjoy it. Of course, unfortunate souls, some souls like atheists or who are not interested in spiritual life, they may not be interested. But those people who are God conscious, okay, who know there is some supreme power, we are minute, okay, we know, by theory we know. But when we are trying to apply practically, these 10 pounds or 100 pounds, yeah, the Maya attempts showing these tangible things before us, and we are trying to catch it, and it flies away. Running behind it, it flies away. And it changes the direction. By losing our focus and intelligence fully, we also change our direction and running behind it. On the way, there may be some, devotees who are going on the same path. And these people say, no, don't change your direction. Don't run behind the 10-pound note. Come on, please come with us. There is something else there. Don't miss it. Keep this lifetime as your deadline to reach that one. Don't extend, don't prolong. Please come. These people ask. These people request. And they beg you. But this tangible 10-pound note, which is flying, tempts us. It's all right. I will join you. It's all right. I will follow you. It will be very quicker. I can grab it. You carry on. It won't take much time for me to get it. Let me grab it and then I will join you. These type of responses, these type of answers, it causes lamentation. Understand? Not knowing something higher is there and hankering for something which is not worthy to enjoy. So this example is very, very important for us. Yeah? And some people say, no, the path which you are going is very troublesome path. Okay, let me grab this one and enjoy it. And what happened? You grabbed it, you put it in your pocket, and a thief came. He beat you black and blue, and he stole it. And you are crying. Understand? So that's why one point we need to understand is like, do not hanker for something which is not worthy to enjoy. This is a very, very important point. Okay. Always remember this eternal wealth of spiritual life in spiritual world. Okay. And just a 10 pound or 100 pound note. Okay. Which we can see on the way, on the road. Just leave it. No issues. Just leave it like that and move forward. This is how the Maya tempts us. Maya creates so many these tangible things. Yeah. Even, you can see someone who grabbed it easily. Then you think, yeah, he got it easily. Why can't I? Let me also try. Like this, by looking others, by comparing with others, by thinking that others are enjoying, but we are not. We are losing the focus of our spiritual goal. Okay, this is the cause for lamentation. Okay, do not hanker for something which is not worthy to have. And the second reason for lamentation is distress. Okay, the misery that is caused, in our lives. Okay, we lament for that one. I am a nice person. I help everyone. But still, why I am struggling in this world? Why I am having so many problems in my life? What is the reason? So Krishna mentioned like matra sparshyast kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkha. Sita, Ushna are like sukha and dukkha. They will come, they will go, they will come, they will go. Yeah. Very important point is these distress and happiness has to be experienced because that is the nature of this material world. We cannot blind ourselves to this material reality, which is nothing but duality. This duality is material reality. Yeah. So we cannot blind ourselves. No, I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anything like, miserable. Yes, definitely we don't like to see, but they will come in some way or other. First, our in my childhood, I remember, I regularly follow news. Okay, somewhere at some place, okay, in one corner of India, okay, some blast happened, some extremists like that. So I used to think, oh, it is somewhere, some place, it's not very nearby, we don't see. Somewhere in one movie, the hero got cancer. Okay, we never heard this disease of cancer. I never heard, in my childhood. Only in the first time I heard in movie. Okay, that is happening somewhere. As I am growing, okay, somewhere, one of my relative got the cancer. Like that. Oh, is it? Still I am growing. I can hear, so many people, getting cancer. And finally, my mother had cancer and she died of cancer. So we think, okay, it happened somewhere first, but it can be anywhere in this world. Okay, like this. That is the duality. Okay, so we have to accept this concept of duality of this material nature. That is very, very important. Tune our mind. Let us tune our mind to this materialistic reality. What is that? Duality. But we should not be elated to this happiness, and we should not be dejected to this distress. Okay, this is important. When there are happy moments like I got something, yeah. When there is a day, definitely night will come. And when there is a night, definitely day will come. So don't be overjoyous because of the happiest moments, because of success, because of comforts, because of luxury, because of the name, fame. You may say, I am not expecting all these things. They're all coming naturally in my way. That is good. But do not attach. This is important. Yeah, but do not attach. So how? So don't deny the duality of this material world and accept the reality of spiritual life. These two are very, very important. Do not deny the duality of material nature and accept the reality of spiritual nature. Okay? Inferior prakriti and external or internal or external prakriti. Okay? Para prakriti, apara prakriti. Understand? So we have to understand these two things. This is very, very important. This will help us. This will help us in, facing this situation of lamentation. Understand? In Bhagavad Gita itself, we have very wonderful. In Bhagavad Gita, there are two conversations you can observe. What is that one? One is Sanjaya with Dhritarashtra, and another one, Krishna with Arjuna. There are two conversations happening in Bhagavad Gita. We all know Dhritarashtra is a perfect example of conditioned soul, actually. Okay. Dhritarashtra, he knows what is going on. He knows that his son is doing wrong things. Okay. But he is unable to correct him, and he is very much attached to him. Okay. Many people try to educate Dhritarashtra. Okay. Once Maitreya Rishi, he came to Hastinapur and he attempted to educate Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. Whatever you are doing is not correct. Okay. As per the process, okay, let Yudhishthira become king, all those things. He tried to educate them, to put them on right path. But Duryodhana, being arrogant, he slapped his thigh and said, "No, I will win the battle, it's my right to become king," like that. Then Maitreya Muni got angry, he cursed him. Okay, your thighs will become the destruction of your life, like this. And Dhritarashtra was very much scared, because Dhritarashtra knows, these sages are great, highly elevated souls. And whatever they curse, it happens. Dhritarashtra knows it. Then he begged Maitreya Muni, please, please, please. Okay, don't curse my son like that. He is an ignorant. So Maitreya Muni said, as long as, so he compromised with the Pandavas, nothing will happen. So the curse will become true only if he goes against the religious principles and fight with the Pandavas. Right. But Duryodhana is fully careless. Okay, he doesn't care of all these things. And Dhritarashtra was in lamentation, but he is unable to control his wife. He is unable to control his attachment. That's the reason. Okay, when Sanjaya got the divine vision from as a boon from Vyasadeva, the first verse of Bhagavad Gita says, "No dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yutsava mamaka pandavasaiva kim akurvata Sanjaya." My happening there because Dhritarashtra is very much eager to know what exactly is happening there. Jesus are telling that, some noise is coming, if everyone be on mute, please. I don't know from where. Or Meena Mataji, could you please be on mute? Thank you, Mata. Okay. So that's the reason. Dhritarashtra is in lamentation, but he is unable to correct himself. Okay. Till the last point, even the issue went forward, and Duryodhana preferred to go for a war. He is unable to stop. And as the war is about to start in Kurukshetra, and he is eagerly asking Sanjaya, what is happening there? What is happening there? Because the Dhritarashtra knows it. Okay. So the soul, it knows what is good, what is bad, but unable to control itself, to correct itself. So, though such a great Rishi like Maitreya came, and such a great saintly people like Vidura, Sanjaya, such people advised him, Dhritarashtra is unable to correct himself. And finally, we know, he lost his sons, all 100 sons, isn't it? And Sanjaya is a very wonderful example of not creating any expectations within Dhritarashtra. Okay. Sometimes we want to do something, and we approach different people to take their guidance. But within our mind, we want to do whatever we want to do. Yeah? Either namesake or expecting someone to tell us, yes, whatever you are thinking, right, you do like that. Okay, we approach one saint. The saint says, no, that is not correct. You have to do like this. Then we don't convince. We take second opinion from second one. Like this, we keep on moving different people and asking their guidance until we find someone who tells as we like. That is not correct, isn't it? If we have this type of tendency, we have to correct ourselves. Sanjaya did not create any expectation within Dhritarashtra. When Arjuna said, I don't want to fight, and Sanjaya, live telecasting and commentating on, whatever is happening there is a hope in Dhritarashtra's heart. Oh, is it? Arjuna is saying, I don't want to fight. That's wonderful. Maybe my sons will escape death. Okay. Because, Arjuna is lamenting like this. Yeah. But Sanjaya is a very intelligent and a perfect communicator. So while explaining that part, I think it's in 2.9, Sanjaya is saying, yeah, Sanjaya vacha evam yuktva hrushikesham gudakesha parantapaha na yotsya ito govindam yuktva tusinam babhuvaha. What exactly Sanjaya said? Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. This is exactly what Sanjaya mentioned. And Prabhupada has written purport, very beautiful purport. Dhritarashtra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight and was instead leaving the battlefield for the begging profession. Okay, as I mentioned, okay, Dhritarashtra had that feel. Dhritarashtra felt very happy when he heard about this first. Thank God. These people will go for begging, or these people will go to forest, and my sons will be saved, like this. So Dhritarashtra still not realizing the fact. In the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, he said, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Okay, Kurukshetra is the Dharma Kshetra, a place of Dharma. And Krishna is with them. So Dhritarashtra knows everything, but still he has hope. He has hope that he can escape. Okay, and his sons will be saved or escape from death, like that. So that's why Prabhupada says, don't take any verse of Bhagavad Gita as what is there. If you read it, what is there? Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Arjuna said, I don't want to fight, and fell silent. What is there to understand? Okay, you may think like that. That's why Prabhupada has given a beautiful purport. Okay, Dhritarashtra had a hope when Sanjaya mentioned like this. Okay, but Sanjaya disappointed him. How he disappointed? Yeah, again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill enemies. That's why the word Parantapa is used. Hello, don't feel happy. Arjuna is a chastiser of enemy, killer of enemies. Parantapaha. Not only that one, the word Gudakesha also used. Yeah, Emam Yuktva Hrishikesham Gudakesha Parantapaha. Okay, the word Gudakesha also used here. Okay, for Krishna, he addressed once as Hrishikesha, but Arjuna, side by side, he is saying Gudakesha and Parantapa. What exactly these words are referring? So, the indication Sanjaya is giving to Dhritarashtra that don't feel happy. Though Arjuna is saying, I don't want to fight, don't have any hopes. Please don't create any hopes within your mind. Why? Parantapaha. Parantapaha. So, Parantapaha. So, he is a killer of enemies. He is a chastiser of enemies. And not only that, Gudakesha. Okay. He can conquer the ignorance. He can conquer the ignorance. On top of that, whom he is taking shelter? Hrishikesha. Understand? Not someone like, oh, easy, it's all right, okay, let us go home and relax. No. So he took the shelter of the Supreme Guru, who will not misguide him. So battle is going to happen. Though Arjuna said, I don't want to fight. So Sanjaya clearly knows. So that's why in the purport it is saying, Dhritarashtra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight and was instead having the battlefield for begging profession. But Sanjaya disappointed him again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill his enemies, Parantapa. Although Arjuna was for time being overwhelmed with false grief due to family affection, he surrendered to Krishna. Okay, this is the quality of great saintly people. Okay, so they don't create any hopes in us regarding this, material nature. They keep on saying this material nature is not correct for us. Understand? So that's why when saints are guiding us, in our spiritual life, still don't think like, oh, he's not telling something which I am expecting. Okay, that is not. So that's why, the last scene, thus Dhritarashtra's joy would be frustrated, since Arjuna would be enlightened by Krishna and would fight to the end. Yeah. So this is very, very important point. This quality of Sanjaya is very important, and we have to understand we should not behave like a Dhritarashtra. Instead, we should accept the reality like Arjuna. This is very, very important. Okay. So this will help us, to get away from this type of lamentation. Yeah. On top of that, as I already mentioned, okay, Arjuna's lamentation. Yeah. So Arjuna fully surrendered. Yeah. And Krishna guided him. Even Krishna chastised him. But Arjuna accepted it. Understand? So that's why we need to understand what exactly is the root cause of lamentation. See, very important point is, how can we get the best from worst case scenario? This is very, very important. Okay. In this material world, if we have a best case scenario life, it's all right. That's fine. Maybe because of past sakarma, we had that life. Okay. But don't enjoy it fully by staying away from Krishna. Yeah. So, as I mentioned, in other verses also, in 225 also Krishna mentioned, avyaktoyam achinchayam avikaryayam uchyate tasmat evam viditvainam na anusochitam arhasi. Na anusochitam arhasi. Yeah. Here also in 225 also Krishna is saying, na anusochitam arhasi. Okay. You are not supposed to lament like this. Let me read the purport for 225. What Krishna is saying is, it is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Yeah? The soul is invisible, inconceivable, immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. This is also another place where Krishna mentioned, na anusochitam arhasi. See, Arjuna, whether you fight or not, whatever is going to happen, it will happen. Understand? But as a Kshatriya, if you perform your duty, that is, as per the spiritual practice, you are following perfectly like this. Okay. And also in 226, again in the next verse also, what Krishna is saying, adha chainam nitya jatam nityam vamanase mrutam tadhapitvam mahabaho nainam sochitam arhasi. Nainam sochitam arhasi in 226. Okay, in 226 also Krishna is again saying, sochitam arhasi. If, however, you think that the soul is always born and dies forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed one. Okay, soul is unborn. It doesn't have birth and death. Soul is eternal. That is the quality of the soul. Okay, only body has this, these changes. Understand? So Krishna here saying, okay, for argument's sake, okay, if, however, you think that the soul is always born and dies forever, in case, let us say your argument is also correct, you still have no reason for lament. Why? See, Prabhupada has, explained, in the purport as this. There is always a class of philosophers almost akin to the Buddhists who don't believe in the separate existence of soul beyond the body. When Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, it appears that such philosophers existed, and they were known as Lokaitikas and Vaibhasikas. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of material combination. The modern material scientists and materialistic philosophers also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical elements, and at a certain stage, the life symptoms develop by interaction of the physical and chemical elements. The science of anthropology is based on this philosophy. Currently, many pseudo-religions now becoming fashionable in America are also adhering to this philosophy, as well as to the nihilistic, non-devotional Buddhist sects. Even if Arjuna did not believe the existence of soul, as in Vaibhasika philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. No one laments the loss of certain bulk of chemicals. See, okay, let us say there is no soul, our souls also die. Okay, when it is a bulk of chemicals, what is the use of lamenting? No one laments the loss of certain bulk of chemicals and stops discharging his prescribed duty. Understand? So, in either case, lamentation is not recommended. That is what exactly Krishna is saying here. And in the next verse 27, also Krishna spoke about this do not lament. Anti-lamentation verse 227. What it is saying? Jatasya hi dhruvo murchu dhruvam janma murtascha tasmad apariharye ardhe natvam sochitam arhasi. So here also sochitam arhasi. Na sochitam arhasi. You can see in the last line. Okay. Na, do not. Who, tvam, you. You don't lament, okay, for this cause. What Krishna is saying in 227, one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. That's it. You bought a shirt maybe 10 years back. Now it became bad, pale, lost its color, okay, looking not good. We throw it and we buy another shirt. Okay. In the same, the soul, you or we as a soul don't like that body. The body became old. The body has so many diseases. Okay. We feel, okay, now this body is not fit for me to live. Okay, natural. I am living in this house. If the house became bad and about to fall, all walls are not good. And if I touch any wall, it will fall down. In such situation, what will I do? I quit this house and I move to another house. So it's a natural phenomena and it is inevitable. So that's why in such inevitable situations, okay, do not lament. That is what Krishna is saying. As I mentioned in 228 also, let us read 228. What Krishna is saying? All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilate. So what need is there for lamentation? Okay. At the beginning, all beings are unmanifest. In due course of time, it's manifest. And at the time of annihilation, it's unmanifest. So this cycle is a natural phenomenon. So what need is there for lamentation? Okay. And again, if we read the translation of verse 30, in verse 30 also, Krishna is saying, O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being. He who dwells in the body can never be slain. Only the body will be destroyed. Okay, no one can cut you or destroy you by any deadly weapons because you are the spirit soul. Yes, definitely the body will be damaged. Yeah, and you can lose the body, no issues. Okay, so like this. So chapter 2 is very, very important. Why? Because of these beautiful verses. One, Krishna explained clearly about the characteristics of soul. And point number 2, Krishna explained, do not lament, do not lament, do not lament, not in 1 or 2 times, in 6 verses, 11, 25 to 28 and 30. Krishna keep on repeating, saying, okay, na sochitam arhasi, wise do not lament. And Krishna has beautifully given the reasons why one should not lament. Okay, so only when we think from materialistic point of view, from material perspective, okay, when we are attached to the duality of this world, then we feel. Then you may ask a question, then why devotees also lament, devotees also cry? Definitely, that is a spiritual lamentation. If something happens to any devotee, or we miss the physical association of any devotee, we lament. We have to lament. It happens naturally because those great souls help us in our spiritual practice. Now, we lost their association. Vaishnava association is very, very important. Having the human form of life is rare, and the rarest is getting the association of Vaishnavas. So on spiritual platform, when these separations happen, okay, devotees lament. This is nothing but the spiritual lamentation. So don't compare. Okay, don't compare the spiritual lamentation of devotees with the materialistic lamentation, which is not worthy to lament. Understand? So that's the today's topic in brief. Okay, and as I mentioned, in each verse can we can discuss hours together. Okay, but in brief, okay, wise do not lament, Pandita do not lament. Okay, that's today's verse. Na anusochanti panditaha. Understand? So do not lament for anything happening because of any materialistic consequences. Okay, people lament, oh, I keep on staying at home, last 2 years. Okay, or something else, I lost my job. Okay, definitely we have that pain, but still we need to recover and fight. Okay, I did not pass the exam. Don't commit suicide. In India, so many students, they commit suicide. No, that is not the end of the world. Something is there. Huh? Or I have differences with my beloved ones. So and so cheated me. My boyfriend cheated me. My girlfriend cheated me. Okay, or my wife divorced me. Okay, these things happen. We don't expect, but unfortunately, so few things will happen. But we need to recover and move forward. Okay, and don't fly, don't run behind any flying 10-pound notes or 100-pound notes, and change your direction. Okay, always follow on the same path. Great souls are walking towards spiritual world. Okay, so don't tempt to these things and just follow those great souls. Thank you very much for your attentive hearing. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Sumedh wants to say something, Prabhu.
Yes, Sumit, please.
No, I was listening the whole time. I forgot to do the screen sharing at one point because I was just listening and writing down.
No, that's fine.
And one point I liked that you said is that we need to move on after the difficulties come. And I remember hearing a very nice point, because sometimes even in spiritual life, people have difficulties because they're not fully absorbing in the spiritual life. They're putting one foot here, one foot there.
Yeah.
And I was hearing a nice point yesterday from another lecture, and it was exactly what you said, and it's summarized very nicely. When the problems come in life, run towards Krishna,
Yeah.
not away from Krishna.
Mm.
Don't chase the $10 thinking that, that's going to get the happiness. When the problem comes, don't think, oh, I've already been chasing for 10 minutes, maybe I should carry on. No, switch the direction, run
Yeah.
back to the palace instead.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a nice summary of what you said. But thank you very much for very
Yeah,
nice.
thank you, Sumedh Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinod Prabhu. Thank you very much. Yeah.
May I ask a
Yes,
question,
yes.
Prabhu?
Okay. Who is that?
Meena Chitani.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. So my question is, we always take everything to be Krishna's will. So even when, his dearest devotees go, we lament in this material world, but shouldn't we take that as Krishna's will only? And we should not even lament for that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Either our karma or Krishna's will. Yeah, Parikshit Maharaj had a problem. Parikshit Maharaj is a great soul. He is a pure soul. Okay. When he went for hunting and when he felt like, he got some water to drink, he visited the ashram of the sage. And then he said the sage is in deep meditation. Parikshit Maharaj got angry. He addressed him. He did not reply. He got angry and he put the deadly snake, in his neck. Okay. That's the will of the Lord. Otherwise, this Bhagavatam will not come in picture, isn't it? So, for the benefit of the humanity, Krishna has created that Leela, by the will of the Lord, it happened. Okay. So, either by the will of the Lord or by our past karma, in either of these things. Okay. These things, miseries will come. So, it's a great misery for Parikshit Maharaj, isn't it? We cannot.
My question is,
he did like this.
Even my question is, even when devotees are very sick, we pray to Nrsingadev. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, so that the person does not suffer or whatever. But there's always been this doubt in my mind. Shouldn't we take that also as Krishna's will? And okay, we always do say that Krishna, whatever, for your pleasure, whatever you think is best.
That is definitely true. But devotees are greedy of spiritual association. In that case, they will differ with Krishna. Krishna, we want the association. I want the association with spiritual master. I want the association of my dearest devotee so that I can elevate. So we can be greedy of our spiritual progress. Yeah? But Krishna will feel happy. That's perfect because that's a spiritual attachment, isn't it? So for any spiritual attachment, Krishna feels happy and Krishna will understand. We can question Krishna. I think when Bhattacharya Maharaj left his body, one of the devotee mentioned the same. I differ with Krishna like that because his attachment with his guru is in such an extent. Krishna feels happy of such differences with his devotees. Yeah. So this is the only place where we differ to Krishna and we can question Krishna. Krishna, why have you taken such a great soul? Because he is helping me to take me towards you, but you have taken. So we have a fight with Krishna. Then Krishna says, no, I want his services. That's why I called him. And we say, no, we want him because we want to serve him. Yeah. So this is spiritual attachment. Definitely we will have these differences with Krishna. And Krishna enjoys, this type of consciousness because it's a spiritual attachment.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else has got any comments or any more questions? If not, then I will just make announcements. Radha Prabhu, thank you so much for that very enlightening class. Really appreciate. So, dear devotees, I've got a couple of quick announcements. So this Sunday, we're going to have the Sunday feast lecture subject to COVID rules. We don't know what rules going to come into existence. I understand that the government is meeting to make some further rules. So yeah, subject to the conditions, we may meet in the temple or we may meet online. So we don't know. Yeah. So we'll come to know probably later. And on the 28th, Tuesday, it's a bank holiday. We are doing Gita Jayanti Sanskrit recitation starting from midday, 12 o'clock. And there will be fire sacrifice towards the end of Gita recitation when we are reciting 18th chapter, which is the summary of entire Gita. So please make a note of it and convey this message to others. Very purifying to recite and hear. And His Grace Navdeep Chandra Prabhu from Manor has kindly agreed to do the chapter summaries. So you will be with us on 28th December, Tuesday, starting from 12 noon, midday. So fire sacrifice will also be there. And also, we have reviewed, some of us, the management met and reviewed the situation with regards to classes and other things. And one thing that came up was that we decided to do Mangalarti every Saturday morning. So this will give an opportunity for devotees to go to temple and become strong. So that will be there beginning of new year. Every Saturday we are going to do Mangalarti, subject to COVID, of course. Every Saturday we do. What the plan is that we requesting devotees initially to get together on first and third Saturday's meeting. If you're interested, you can go every Saturday will be Mangalarti. But however, we are requesting devotees to come together on first and third Saturdays, congregational meeting in the morning, and where we will do full Mangalarti and Tulsi Arti, chant 16 rounds, and Guru Puja, deity greeting, and Bhagavatam class. So that's the plan. First and third Saturdays, we are requesting devotees to come together. It will be nice. Of course, this is all subject to COVID situation. So because we have introduced this, we'll be introducing this Saturday program, and we had a look at the Friday program, and we have decided that we would keep the Fridays for individual mentorship program. So there will be different mentors, and each mentor can do a program on Friday. One particular mentorship group, they go to temple on Friday, they meet there and they discuss personally. So that way, every Friday, different mentorship groups, different groups, they meet on different Fridays. So there will be no public classes on Fridays. Rather, individual mentorship groups will meet in the temple and they will discuss. Of course, they can do more as well, more offline, but one in person, that is the plan, one in person on Friday. So there won't be any public Friday classes, as we have introduced this new system, is like wherein the individual mentorship groups will meet in the temple. And in addition, we will be having Mangalarti every Saturday, requesting devotees to come together to meet and discuss Bhagavatam and everything, practice sadhana, do sadhana every first and third Saturdays. So that's it from my side. So we'll be sending this communication out in the next couple of days. But if you happen to meet your friends and other devotees, you can convey this message. We'll be sending that communication out anyway. And we are also hoping to do a program on 31st night. So that will be, because of the current situation, that will be probably online. we might not be able to do the city center kirtan. I was reading the news, and in London they have cancelled the New Year event, major event that takes place in Trafalgar Square. So we don't know. There may be other rules come into existence as well, but it may not be. As as the time as we look at now, it might not happen that kirtan. Some devotees were very enthusiastic to go out and give the holy names, but we have to take the full situation into picture, and we have to act in the best interest of every single devotee in the temple. That's it from my side. Anything else, Radha Vinod Prabhu?
I humbly request all the devotees, no matter whatever rules or restrictions government has put, okay, we don't know. Okay, if something happens like that, don't get upset. Okay, whatever is the mode of association, please use the mode of association. Okay, if it is not possible physically to assemble in the temple, please use these Zoom sessions, okay, and connect, and don't miss the association. This is a very, very important point, I would like to tell you. Okay, don't think like, oh, there is no temple program and but not connecting. No, association is very, very important. In whatever mode it is, you please use it. That's a very humble request.
Thank you, Prabhu. Really appreciate for that final point. Hey Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol, His Grace Radha Vinod Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Yeah, thanks very much.